and welcome to my channel. This is a presentation by Big Yellow Door where we talk about this and that, mostly fun stuff, but sometimes share useful nuggets. But rest assured, we keep it interesting. I am your host Shelly, living life in the fast lane, one day at a time, just like you all. I have a passion for connecting with people through conversation and love sharing stories and keeping you entertained, sometimes sharing expertise too. I'm here to make your day a little bit brighter, so let's enjoy the ride. In today's presentation, we are diving into the fascinating world of 401k. My video is not just about 401k, it is about helping you, the innocent worker, navigate the maze of benefits in corporate America. So join me today. By the end, you will be armed with knowledge and ready to tackle 401k decisions like a pro. Big Yellow Door presents HR Series Episode 2, where HR topics are as exciting as watching paint dry. Haha, so let's get started. A 401k is like a piggy bank for your future, but instead of a cute little pig, it's your employer helping you out. If you were saving for retirement all on your own, you would be using an IRA, which sounds so fancy, but it's just another way to say individual retirement account. With a 401k, you can stash away some of your paycheck for when you're old and gray. The cool part, your money can grow like weeds in a garden thanks to the stock market, and you don't have to pay taxes on it right away. So while you're busy living your best life now, you're also setting aside some cash for when you're lounging on a beach in retirement or just living on a tighter budget. This video will empower you to make those 401k decisions with confidence. So let's get started. What benefit has a name that starts with a number, you ask? The 401k gets its name from the section of the tax guy's U.S. Internal Revenue Code where this comes from, Section 401k, which lays out rules and regulations for the plans. The Revenue Act of 1978 established Section 401k. Employees can put some of their salary into a retirement account, and employers can match, if they want, what employees contribute with tax-deductible contributions from the company. So, what are the benefits of joining your company's 401k plan? Number one, you get a tax break. Money you put in your 401k comes from your paycheck before you pay taxes, reducing your taxable income, which means you pay lesser tax today. It helps you grow your money. You can pick from different investment options for your 401k and change them as needed to make your money grow. It's easy. Contributions are automatically taken from your paycheck, so you don't have to manage saving money for your retirement yourself. Since the money is deducted before you even see it, you're less likely to miss it. It's portable, so if you do change your job, you can take your 401k with you by moving it to your new employer's plan or a personal IRA, allowing your savings to keep growing without penalties. And your employer might contribute. Some employers offer matching contributions, which can increase your retirement savings without extra effort from you. More on that later. Retirement plans are full of jargon and technical terms that can be confusing. But don't worry, we got your back. First off, using the right jargon can make you sound like a financial wizard. You drop terms like asset allocation and diversification at parties, and suddenly everyone thinks you're the next Warren Buffett. Plus, knowing these terms helps you avoid the classic bloopers. You wouldn't want to accidentally confuse a Roth 401k with a traditional 401k and end up with a retirement plan you did not want to sign up for. In short, mastering the lingo of 401k plans not only boosts your confidence, but also keeps you from looking like a deer in headlights when the topic of retirement comes up. Here are a few oversimplified definitions that will help you better understand what in the world they are. Remember, these have been oversimplified for clarity. So if you do need more information, you must check with your financial advisor or your HR team. The employer that sets up retirement plan for the employees is called a plan sponsor. They determine who qualifies for participation and they set plan details. This would be your company. 401k administrators, they manage the day-to-day functions of the plan. This could be a person, board of trustees, or a third party with specialized skill. Some examples of the administrators are Fidelity, John Hancock, ADP, Merrill, etc. You can check with HR to find out who your 401k administrator company is. Participant. An employee who takes part in the retirement plan is called a participant, and that would be you. Employer-sponsored retirement plan. A 401k plan is one of the most popular employer-sponsored retirement plans. While individuals can open their own retirement accounts independently, called IRA, it is usually the employers who offer their employees a 401k plan. Another type of employer-sponsored retirement plan is a Roth 401k. More on these later. Summary plan description, or SPD. This would be a guide that HR handed to you, and all the plan details go into this guide explaining how the retirement plan works and its benefits, and it should include eligibility requirements, vesting details, and other key information. Eligibility. The employer specifies when the employee becomes eligible to participate. For example, they could be eligible at the time of hire right away, or they have to wait 90 days or 60 days. It really depends on the company what their eligibility criteria is for participation in the 401k plan. If you are considering a job offer, be sure to ask about the company's retirement plan eligibility, including any waiting period. Automatic enrollment. Some employers automatically enroll their eligible employees in 401k at a set percentage. This is to encourage participation. Employees can choose to opt out or adjust their contribution percentage. Deferrals. They are also called employee contributions. Deferrals are the portion of an employee's paycheck that's set aside for their retirement account. Deferrals could be a set dollar amount or a percentage. Sometimes a company might assign an employee a default deferral rate when they automatically enroll them. Even then, employees can typically update their deferrals at any time. Employee contribution limits. The IRS sets a limit every year on how much money people can save in their retirement accounts. These limits depend on the type of the account. In 2025, individuals can contribute up to $23,500 to a 401k in 1 year. Catch-up contribution. If you are 50 years or older in 2025, you can add an extra $7,500, which can help boost savings. The amount that your employer contributes to your 401k does not count towards these limits. Pre-tax contribution. Depending upon the plan, employees can either contribute to their retirement account before or after federal and state taxes are taken out of their paycheck. As the name suggests, pre-tax 401k contributions are taken out before, thus they reduce the employee's gross income in that year, potentially lowering income taxes. After-tax contributions, money paid into a retirement account after income tax has been taken out. Roth 401k deferrals. Some employers offer employees a Roth 401k plan. This is funded with after-tax dollars, so withdrawals at the time of retirement will be tax-free. Roth accounts tend to be a popular option for younger employees since they have more time for their earnings to compound. So does your employer offer a match? What is that? And how can you take advantage? This is a very good benefit. If your employer offers a match, it means they'll put money into your retirement account based on the amount you put in. How the matching works will depend on the specifics of your employer's plan. The higher the match, the better it is. Keep in mind, a match does not mean that an employer matches your contribution dollar for a dollar. Instead, employers typically match up to a certain percentage of your salary or your contribution. Here is a scenario to illustrate how employer matching works. ABC Company's 401k plan matches 50%, but up to the 6% of employee's salary. So say Steve is an employee and Steve's salary is $80,000 a year. Steve chooses to put in 6% for the year, which is $4,800. The company that matches 50% of Steve's 6% puts in $2,400. So total contribution in Steve's 401k for the year becomes $7,200. In this example, the employer matching contribution gave Steve an additional $2,400 and saved this towards his retirement goal. Fantastic. Beneficiaries. You designate a beneficiary who will receive your financial assets when you die. Contingent beneficiary. a person or entity that is next in line from the primary beneficiary to receive retirement benefits. Vesting. Employers often require you to wait for a certain amount of time before their contributions to your account vest, meaning they become yours to keep. Your contributions are yours and they are immediately vested and considered yours, but employer contributions may not. Check if the company has a vesting schedule and consider this provision before changing jobs so that you don't miss out on extra savings for your retirement. Hardship withdrawal. Even though your retirement account is an account with money in it, it was not designed to serve as a personal rainy day fund. With that said, some retirement plans allow participants to take hardship withdrawals for certain circumstances, like to pay for medical expenses or purchase a primary residence, but no summer homes. In most cases, hardship withdrawals are subject to federal and state income taxes. Plus, if you're not yet 59 and a half years old, there's a federal early distribution tax penalty of 10% unless you qualify for a penalty exemption. Some states may also impose additional penalties. For example, California. Loan. Individuals can sometimes borrow and gradually repay money out of their 401k account. Rules and eligibility requirements vary from plan to plan, but unlike hardship withdrawals, IRS taxes and penalties do not apply to 401k loans unless you default on them. Portfolio. This term simply represents your overall collection of investments. A diverse retirement portfolio features of stocks and bonds and commodities and mutual funds and other investments. The mix of these reflects how aggressive or conservative your investment strategy is. Portability. Portability means you can easily move your retirement account when you change your job. For example, if you have a 401k with one employer, you can usually roll it over to your new company's retirement plan or an IRA, a personal retirement account. Rollover. When you move your retirement savings from one plan to the other, it's called rollover. Usually that happens changing your job. Tax penalty. If you take out retirement funds before turning 59 and a half years old, you'll do so at a cost. The IRS will assess a 10% fee, a tax penalty, in addition to federal and state income taxes unless you meet one of the penalty exemptions. Great. Now that we are armed with the keywords, let's see how the process works. First, employees enroll in the 401k plan. Employees choose how much they want to contribute, usually as a percentage of their paycheck. The employer automatically deducts the contribution from the employee's paycheck. The money is invested in an account, potentially growing tax-free. Money in a 401k generally cannot be withdrawn until the employee is at least 59 and a half years old. Withdrawing money before age 59 and a half usually results in a 10% penalty tax. We already know that by now. Once you have enrolled in your workplace savings plan, you'll want to take the following steps. Decide how much you want to contribute. Remember, you can always adjust this amount anytime. Even starting small can make a lot of difference. Remember, it's your own piggy bank. Some companies automatically increase the percentage you contribute every year, but they stay within IRS limits. While it is generally recommended that you try to save 15% of your income towards retirement, it totally depends on your current financial situation, when you started saving, when you want to retire, and the kind of lifestyle you're hoping to have in retirement. If you are at the beginning of your career, starting small is totally okay because you have a long time to save and earn interest. But if your employer offers a match, make sure you're contributing enough to take advantage of that free money. If you are nearing the end of your career and if you're financially able, you have the opportunity to play catch up by maxing out your contributions. You can also take advantage of catch-up contributions if you are above 50. If you care for others, especially family members, you will have to even more carefully balance your income and expenses to be able to save for your retirement. Choose your investments. All that money in your 401k is invested into the stock market. Your employer will give you options for the types of investments. Generally, you can choose from a range of investments to fit your risk tolerance and time to retirement. Each 401k plan tends to offer different investment options, including mutual funds, exchange trade funds, target date funds, index funds, money market funds, and individual stocks and bonds. You may also have the option of choosing your own investments or have the account managed for you. Be sure to ask a tax professional or a financial advisor for more information about saving strategies for your 401k. Continue to save and invest over time. Even if you start contributing a small amount, your money has the potential to grow due to the power of compounding returns. But do keep in mind that with investing comes risk. The value of your investments will fluctuate over time. You may gain or lose money. However, if you withdraw money before the age of 59 and a half, be aware that you will need to pay taxes and a penalty. Let's talk a bit about traditional 401k and Roth 401k plans. These are two most common kinds of 401k plans. These plans have some similarities. They are subject to the same annual contribution limit and may offer the same investment options. However, traditional and Roth 401k plans differ in terms of the tax benefits they offer. You can see the chart on the screen. A traditional 401k plan is sometimes referred to as a pre-tax plan. You contribute to the plan with before tax dollars. Because you don't pay taxes on the money you put in the plan, you must pay taxes when you withdraw it at the time of retirement. This structure could be an advantage if you are in a high tax bracket today but expect to be in a lower tax bracket when you retire. With a Roth 401k plan, the opposite is true. You save after-tax dollar in this account. Because you've already paid taxes on what you're saving, your withdrawals are considered qualified distributions and won't be taxed as long as you meet some criteria. When you retire, you can access your 401k funds by either leaving the money in your current plan, rolling it over to an IRA, taking a lump sum distribution, or setting up periodic withdrawals. Each option has different tax implications and withdrawal rules. Once you reach the age 73, you'll generally need to start taking RMD, required minimum distribution, from your 401k. Means you must withdraw a certain amount each year based on your account balance, even if you do not need the money. Consult a financial advisor to determine the best strategy for your situation. There's no easy way to say it, but let's talk about when you die. When you die, your 401k funds are typically distributed to the beneficiaries you have designated on your plan, meaning the people you have chosen to receive the money upon your death. If no beneficiaries are named, the funds usually go to your estate and may need to go through a probate court to be distributed. Do check with your financial advisor. Key points about 401k inheritance. It is crucial to designate beneficiaries on your 401k account to determine who receives the funds upon your passing. Your spouse is your primary beneficiary if you're married, unless you explicitly name someone else. Non-spouse beneficiaries may need to withdraw the funds within a specific time frame. If you don't have any beneficiaries named, your 401k will likely become part of your estate and will be distributed according to your will or state laws. There's always tax implications on inheritance, so beneficiaries will need to pay income tax on the inherited 401k funds. It is recommended to speak with a financial advisor to understand the best options for managing an inherited 401k based on the specific situation. So what are the downsides of 401k? The downsides of 401k is the tax. You'll owe income tax on your contributions and also on your gains. So if you have a bigger income when you retire than when you made contributions, you will be in a higher tax bracket and owe more than if you hadn't deferred your taxes. Market ups and downs. If you have a solid financial plan and your 401k is well optimized, sometimes the best thing to do in a market downturn is to stay the course, especially if you're a young investor with years until retirement. If you are closer to retirement, market downturns can be more concerning. Consider talking to a financial professional to make sure your risk tolerance and your asset allocation reflect your goals. It can be worrying when the stock market changes a lot. Here are some easy ways to help protect your 401k savings. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Diversify. Mix your investments. So if your 401k lets you, invest in different things like US stocks from other countries, treasuries and bonds. This can help lower your risk if the market goes down. A financial expert can help you pick the right mix. Check your investments now and then. So don't just invest and forget about your investments. You go and check your investments now and then. Having different kind of investments helps lower your risk. It is a good idea to look at your 401k every so often to make sure your investments are still matching what you want. Keep putting money in. When the market goes down, the price of some investments also goes down. This can be a good chance to buy more at a lower price. So when the market goes back up, this could mean your returns are better. Again, talk to a money expert to make sure your plan for investing is the right one for you. 401k is your own money that you are helping grow for the long run. It can be a powerful tool as long as you're managing it efficiently. And that's a wrap for today. What do you think? I can't wait to hear your thoughts. While I'm not a financial advisor, I can definitely advise you to invest in a good sense of humor because laughter is the best currency. Keep smiling. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you. This is your host, Shelly, signing off, and see you next time with a new presentation to keep exploring life. Bye-bye.